Need some coffee gift ideas for your loved ones in this holiday season? Well, hang in there. It's that time of year again, and we're here talking about gifts that you can give this holiday season. I compiled a list of stuff that I think you might like. I even asked some of our viewers to say, hey, what's going on and what do you think is really good? One of the things I was waiting for the most in 2025 was the stuff from Shimomura, which is a coffee company in Japan, and they have a line called Kogu, and I just thought a lot of their stuff was really cool. So first things up is their 4-cup wire dripper, and that's a nice little wire dripper that just kind of leaves everything open so that there's nothing to slow down the flow of the coffee through the filter. They even have a really nice unbreakable coffee server, or they call it break resistant. It's this hardcore plastic that you can beat on and drop and do all this stuff, and it really doesn't shatter. It's really quite impressive. Now, Kogu also has a stainless steel kettle that's really nice. It's small, it's stout, it's got a really tight pouring spout, so it really helps you to control how much water you're flowing. You can also get a leather handle wrap because, since it is a metal handle, it can get a little bit hot. Finally, Kogu has a hand grinder. Now, those of you who follow the channel know how much I hate hand grinding. Like, it's just a miserable thing for me. But they make a hand grinder that is all stainless with ceramic conical burrs. It works fairly well. I've been using it a lot. And one of the more neat features about it is that it's basically a 3-stage grinder. So there's the grinding part, there's a center mesh, and that center mesh will help you to shake out and sieve all of the fine particulates out of it so you can push all the superfine grinds out, which can lead to some bitterness and over extraction. I also want to put a category of stuff that's all stuff that's under 50 bucks to make it a little bit easier for you in case you want to give stocking stuffers or just, gifts to people that maybe you don't want to spend a lot of money for. And first up is a cupping spoon. So these are little cupping spoons. They're really like, specially shaped. They've got this little bowl and they have this angle to it. It's really kind of like what all coffee professionals have for themselves. And they go around tasting coffee, slurping it, and being all professional like. So give this to your loved ones, $7. And it even comes in a variety of colors as well as this cool rainbow. This is just the silver, but you can get the rainbow version, and that's kind of cool. Next up is something a little bit more simple. It's a Uphetta French press brewer from Ikea. Really simple. We've used it on the coffee Q&A live stream a couple times. 25 bucks. It's French press. There's not really else much to tell you about it. You put the coffee in, you put the water, you let it wait, you plunge it down, you're done. It's really simple. All right, next up is the Able number 4 reusable filter, and this is something that was suggested by one of our viewers. The Able is made of stainless steel. It has laser perforations in it, and it just allows you to brew coffee and reuse it as many times as you want. It's only about 35 bucks, so fairly inexpensive for you to get for your loved one. Yeah, that's I don't know what else to tell you about it. Now, in case you want to try something different, we have something called the Dallah. And the Dallah is the traditional style of brewer for Arabic coffee. It's got a long duck beak. You put the coffee in, you put the water, you start to boil it, and then you let it boil for 15 minutes. Now, you're using really, really light roasted coffee for this. Like super, super light, like you've never even seen before. But you do that, and then you pour it out, and it's really, really kind of a nice treat. And the Dallah they have listed is $43. It's brass, it's got some decorations on it. It's really kind of pretty, so you might want to consider that as well. Then at $37, we have something called the Cezve, and the Cezve is the Turkish style of brewing coffee. Now, the Cezve is a copper brewing device that's lined with tin, and you put the coffee in, you boil it a little bit, you pull it back, you boil it a little bit, you pull it back, and then you pour it out with the grinds, and you get a really deep, rich Turkish, or some people call it Armenian style coffee. Really nice way to go. And this particular one is $37, so not bad. And finally, we've got this brewer that I spent a lot of time on the coffee Q&A talking about. We did many episodes trying all different types of brew methods for it, and that's the OXO Rapid Brewer. And that is something that OXO released this year. A lot of people were really excited about it. Turns out it's a pretty good brewer. Like, we've tried many recipes, cost 45 bucks, and you can get it at the links down below. Everybody here loves to come and take pictures of the lights, which is really kind of pretty. I'm at a place called Valley View Farms. Really wonderful place. They've always done garden supplies and stuff, and you can come here and get all your trees, and they've got a beautiful Christmas display inside the main building. You get the chance to come down. It's really kind of fun. I really like being here. And I think we did our very first coffee gifts video right over here as well. Since we're talking about coffee, one of the things you might want to consider giving is coffee itself. And if you want to give some coffee, try my coffee, sprocoffee.com. We got this really wonderful coffee for this season. Normally we release something called the Naughty and Nice collection, but this year I decided to eliminate the nice. We're just gonna go with the naughty. We got this Nicaraguan coffee. It's from Jinotega. It is a really beautiful coffee that I think you'll enjoy. It has light, bright notes of pear and a little bit of milk chocolate. Good body, really, really well done. Beautifully sized beans are really pretty. Come give that a try. Naughty The Naughty Coffee from Spiro Coffee, 20 bucks. Buy a lot of it. The more you buy, the more we can do more videos. That's my one grab for crass advertisement. We talked about brewers, let's talk about espresso machines. Let's be honest, it's difficult to do espresso machines for a gift guide because, as you know, it costs a lot of money for a good espresso machine. Like, you could buy coffee espresso machines and you can find them for like under 300 bucks, but they're gonna be rubbish. They're gonna be difficult to work with. They're not gonna give you good results. You're gonna hate them. And if you give it as a gift, someone that you give it to is gonna hate you for giving them that because it's just a piece of junk they're gonna take to the Goodwill and get rid of later. So my advice is to not give espresso machines unless you want to give a little bit more. And to be honest with you, there's really nothing under $500. Well, there is something called the Kismile. Its MSRP is $350, but if you get it this week on the Black Friday sale, it's only $285. Now, I looked at it, it looks like it could be a good machine. I can't guarantee that it is. I've never tried it. I don't know anything about it, but if you're really desperate for something a little bit lower priced, that's one for you to consider. Now, something that I tried recently at a friend's house because she got it is the Ninja espresso machine. And you might be like, hey man, you're the coffee guy. Why are you recommending Ninja? Like, Ninja is like the TV special, right? It's like, but you know what? I've had a couple of the Ninja products, like the Ninja Creamy, and I think they're really nice products. And since I was at my friend's house and she got it and she was like, you know, I don't know how to use it. Can you figure it out? I was like, all right, let me try it out. And we figured it out. And I was able to pull actually surprisingly decent shots. Like, I even was able to get a little bit of latte art. Now, this machine is very, very geared towards the home user, not really the coffee enthusiast, but maybe the home user that would like to be a coffee enthusiast, someone that wants to make nice coffee at home without having to invest all the time and effort to develop those skills. So basically, you put the coffee in, you put the portafilter in the holder, it grinds it, it drops it in, you take that, you put that in the portafilter, it pulls the shot, and then you put the milk in the pitcher, you put the pitcher in the thing, it steams it, it does everything, it frosts it, and then you pour it. It's actually very simple, and the results are surprisingly not bad. Like, I was like, couldn't hate on it. I wanted to kind of hate on it, but I couldn't. The Ninja espresso machine might be something all right. It's $500, so not the cheapest. And as you're going to find out, it's also not the most expensive. Now, this next up is something that I've tried at friends' houses as well as trade shows, and that's the Breville Barista Express. Now, there's different models out there, and I don't know anything about them, but I have used them a couple times. I have been able to get very nice results with it. They've got a built-in grinder, and you work with it, and you tamp it, and you do all the stuff you normally would do. It does have good grind quality. It does have nice pressure, so you can pretty much do everything that you need to do in order to make nice coffee. So the Breville Barista Express is about $690. Give that a try. That's something, so you might want to try that or something like that. I don't know. I'm really just pretty darn cold out here. It's probably below zero at this point. Like I said, we have some viewer suggested gift items. I said to the neighbor, what's good gifts to give this year for the holidays? And you guys came back with some really great suggestions. First up is Guggenheim espresso cups. These are espresso cups. They're a set of two that look like the Guggenheim Museum in New York City. You know, they've got that kind of white and stacked and kind of funky looking. It's pretty cool. There's two of them in a set. Thanks to Andrew for that suggestion. Then it was Power Plant that said that, hey, what about the Snow Peak double wall titanium cup? And I was like, yeah, that's a pretty dope cup. Like, I've seen that at REI many times over the years, and I was always like, that's a dope cup. I want to get one. And Snow Peak is a Japanese brand, really nice quality stuff. I think they're really great company. I just haven't bought one for myself yet. Now, as Paige had suggested, why not a coffee roaster subscription? I thought about it. I was like, you know, I'm a coffee guy. If I was to get coffee from someone, who would I actually spend my money on to get it from? And you know, to me, there's only one answer, and that's Tim Wendelboe. Now, Tim is one of the early barista champions of the world, and he has an eponymously named coffee company in Oslo, Norway, and I think Tim produces superb coffee. If I was to give my money to someone to send me coffee, even though I have access to amazing coffees myself, it would be Tim. Tim is an excellent sourcer of coffee, green buyer, just a really great thinker. I've been to his cafe and everything's really well thought out. So if you want to get a subscription, go to timwendelboe.com, 20 bucks a month. Now that's 20 bucks a month in Oslo. Now, depending where you live in the world, you're gonna have to have it shipped there. And I've heard that if you have to have it shipped to the United States in 2025, it's pretty pricey, but I think it's gonna be worth it. So that's a subscription I think is worth having. All right, our final selection from our viewers is from Anton. Let me preface this because Anton's one of these guys that always likes to get the best and the most technically advanced equipment. So when you hear this one, you'll kind of understand. Now, of course, of all the ones in this category, it is the most expensive at 350 bucks. That is the Time More Millab M01, specifically with the pineapple burst. Now, I haven't asked him what the deal is. He says the pineapple burrs, and I tell you what, this guy has researched it to no end and knows exactly what he's talking about. So I would buy that setup based on that recommendation alone. All right, now we're gonna move into the category that I'm gonna say is the one that we're reaching for the stars. Like, this is the kind of thing that if you are the person that's going to be receiving the gift, this is the part of the video that you need to send to all of your loved ones. Like, just be like, hey, you know, here's this great YouTuber that's making stuff about coffee. Have a look at it, it's really kind of fun. Make sure you put the bookmark to this particular section, because this is the part that you want them to spend the money on you. Now we're gonna start off with the grinders, and these are all the different grinders that I would say is on the high end. The first one is another suggestion by Anton at $470 is the Pietro with the Pro Brew burrs. I don't know much about it. This is, like I said, as Anton said, and if Anton says, we're just gonna listen. Next up is one of my kind of favorites, is a company called Mahlkonig. I've used a lot of their grinders over the years. They're really excellent, and the one that I think is really great for home use is what's called the X54, 54 millimeter flat burrs, and it is a grinder that you can use both for espresso as well as filter. Now, I've installed these at several different clients' locations, so you can use it as espresso, you can use it for drip coffee, so it's a really versatile grinder, and it's right at $500, so you know, it puts it kind of in the more reasonable of the reach for the stars category. Moving up, we've got the Time More Sculptor 078S, and this is another grinder from Time More, which is a company that seems to do really nice quality grinding and coffee equipment, so that might be something for you to consider, and that's at $799. Moving up the scale at $859 is the BooKoo it's the BooKoo Motto 80 flat burr grinder. Like, I see BooKoo Motto and I want to be like BooKoo Mofo. That would actually be a better name. But the BooKoo Motto 80 flat burr grinder, $859. Next up is the Option O Lagom P100 flat burr grinder. P100 flat burr grinder. And now we're really getting into something really serious, because now we're $2650 for a grinder. Now, these are where you start to really get into like super high-end grinders. So, you know, our next one is going to be kind of the one to get. And that is the Titus DRM 08 hybrid grinder. And this thing is just utterly ridiculous. Like, if you look at the photos, and I've only seen the photos, and it looks utterly crazy. Like, the machining quality, the build quality, everything about it is just way over the top. Like, it's like crazy level of machining and assembly, I imagine. And if you go to their website, I don't even know why they have a website. They have a website, you can't order from it. They don't even tell you how to order. Like, I have no idea how to order this thing. You go to their Instagram, I don't know how to order there either. Maybe you have to message them, be like, hey man, I'd like to buy one of your grinders. And maybe it makes sense, because the grinder costs $8,200. So what are you gonna get for that? Are you gonna get a grinder that is truly like giving you grind quality for your coffee that is that vastly superior to any other grinder on the market? Probably not. You're probably gonna get a grinder that makes really great coffee, grinds it really well, really consistent, but what you're really gonna get for that is the build quality, the machining, the luxury look. Like, it looks like sex on wheels for a grinder. So you just look at that and you're like, what is this craziness? Moving right along, we're gonna get into espresso machines. Starting off our low end, which is kind of fun to say, because this espresso machine is $4,500, is the Linea Micra. And the Linea Micra, and the next one is the Linea Mini. These are two espresso machines designed for the home user or even the caterer that are small, compact reinterpretations of the original La Marzocco Linea. They look the same as the original Linea, but when you get inside them, they're really quite a different machine, even different from each other. A lot of that has to do, I think, because, you know, they're reducing the form factor tremendously from the original Linea. So it has to make some changes. I've used the Linea Mini many times. I haven't seen the Micra in person, but man, I can only imagine that it's gonna be solid. La Marzocco does not make bad machines. They are my favorite machine. I have used La Marzoccos my entire career for 25 years now. I would buy any of their machines, hands down, no questions asked. They're gonna be fantastic machines. So the Linea Micra is $4,500. The Linea Mini is $6,600, but again, both are gonna be worth your consideration. Now, falling in between there, if you're in Europe, you might want to consider this one. It's called the Maro Model 1. It's made in Germany. Again, Anton has one. He loves to talk about it. It's one of these high-tech espresso machines that got a screen and all this control. I don't really know what it does, but the guy loves to talk about it, and I'm just looking at the videos, or I'm looking at the website. I'm trying to read German. I have no idea what they're really saying, but I'm just like, yeah, looks good, looks good. So Maro M1, if you're in Europe, Anton loves it. The equivalent in US dollars is $5,700. It falls right between the Millenia Micra and the Minis. Next up is an espresso machine that a lot of people seem to talk a lot about, Slayer Steam Singler. Like La Marzocco, Slayer is a company that started as a professional commercial machine manufacturer, doing high-end, fancy machines that are really expensive. But they've also started to focus on the home user, and this is their home machine, which costs $9,800. Now, I don't know much about it. I haven't used it myself. I have played around with Slayers in the past. They're excellent quality builds. They're excellent quality machines, so I don't have any reason to think these wouldn't be at least the equivalent for the homes. Especially if you like the design, it's something you might want to consider as well. One of the newcomers to the commercial machine market over the years has been a company called Mavam. Mavam is a company that made these built-in counter-based machines, very avant-garde looking. Recently they released their Mach 1, and when I was looking at the Mach 1, I was kind of like, wow, kind of sexy looking. Like, I didn't really like the one that was built into the counter. I thought it was kind of chunky and blocky, kind of Bauhaus-ish, and not really to my taste. But this new one, I was kind of like, oh yeah, okay, that's looking pretty good. But again, I don't know anything about it since I haven't had the opportunity yet to try it. However, it is $15,000. So moving up the scale, there's another machine that people were really talking a lot about, and that's the Manument Leva. And this is a lever machine that you pull down, an old school way of doing it, but with all new electronics, all new like technology and everything. Again, it's another machine that I don't know too much about because I haven't had the chance to use it. It looks pretty kind of cool. It's Swiss made, so you know, again, it's gonna be one of those things that's gonna be like, oh, super nice, yeah, very nice, very nice. As all Swiss made things, it's not going to be cheap. And the Manument Leva is $20,000. Now, our final espresso machine is one whose owner I've known for many, many years throughout my career, and he's a great guy. I was able to tour the factory when I was in the Netherlands a few years ago, and that's Kees van der Westen. And Kees is a machine maker artist. He's been making machines with great levels of artistry and technology for decades now. He's been doing it way longer since I've been in the business, and he released a machine last year, or was it this year? But it's called the Spiritello, and it's a single group lever machine. Awesome. This is one of those situations where I've known the company and I've known the person behind it all for many, many years. I've used a number of their machines. I have no reason to believe that this machine will be anything short of stellar. The workmanship is always impeccable. The design is always beyond anyone else is doing. Always very fresh, always very different. And yeah, you know, I've always wanted to have a KVD of myself. And of course, the Spiritello is going to be awesome, but it's going to come with an awesome price. It's the most awesome price of all the things we're showing this year, and that's $22,000. So that rounds out all the gift ideas I have for you for 2025. I hope this helps you choose something really great for your loved ones or even for yourself. All the better for yourself. Get something for yourself. Just go buy the KVD or any of these crazy stuff. Just do it. Just do it. It's all good. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine, I promise. It'll be fine. So I hope you find this helpful, and if you enjoy coffee, come join us on the Coffee Q&A live stream. We do that most Monday through Friday mornings, Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Come join us then. We talk about coffee, we talk about all kinds of stuff, and just have a great sharing and enjoyment of the coffee world. And I just want to let you know, thank you for tuning in. I'm always grateful for your support. I'm very honored that you always come and spend this time with me, and hope this will help you figure out what you're going to do. And see you next time. Oh my gosh, I'm so cool. And in our world of plenty, we can share a smile of joy. Wrap your arms around the world. It's